Hey everyone, this is Music Tech Help Guy, and today I've got another synthesis and sound design video for you. In this video, I'll show you how you can create an effects feedback loop with sends, buses, and aux tracks in Logic Pro 10, but this really should work in any DAW, not just Logic. So this is really great if you want to create some cool ambient reverb effects, and there's a cool trick you can use with pitch shifting that I'll show you in this video as well. First, let me play a quick example of something you can do with this, and then I'll explain how to set this up. Okay, so to start, I've just got the stock electric piano sound on a software instrument in Logic. Next, I'll create an effects send off of this track to bus 1, and I'll add some reverb to the aux track that's been created. I love using Valhalla Shimmer for ambient effects like this, but you could use any reverb. Now what I'm going to do is make the send pre-fader so that I can pull down the fader on the dry signal and still send signal over to the aux track. This will be really handy later so that I can pull out the dry signal without affecting the level of the wet signal. So I'm going to create the feedback loop off of this aux track, and then the signal will come back into this aux track. So I'll create a send off of this aux track going to bus 2 this time, and this will automatically create another aux track for me. I'm going to add the pitch shift plugin on this and set the pitch shift to 12 semitones up, so a full octave up. So what's happening here is that the reverb is just being pitch shifted up in all of these weird glitchy ways, but it's still not a feedback loop. So what I'll do is make the second aux track go back into the first aux track via bus 1. So with this setup, we have this loop that perpetually feeds back into itself, and each time it goes through the reverb, then the pitch shift, then back to the reverb, then the pitch shift, etc., etc. So with this, the signal gets pitch shifted every time it goes back through the loop for this evolving pitch shifting rising effect. And if I bypass the reverb, you'll just hear the dry signal being pitch shifted up. Instead of pitch tracking, I'll try the manual timing setting, and I'll set a pretty high delay and crossfade. This will give me the smoothest sounding pitch shift, but it'll be delayed behind the original signal. But that's actually okay, it's actually going to be part of the effect. You can also play around with this with or without the dry signal in. The dry signal is completely independent of the feedback loop since we made it pre-fader. So you can pull the fader all the way down and just use the wet signal as your primary sound. You can control the feedback amount by adjusting the send on the first aux track to feedback more or less into the second aux track. Just to vary the effect a bit, I'll add the tremolo plugin with a real soft, slow panning effect. Again, if I get rid of the reverb, it's just a weird delayed pitching effect. And you don't have to use shimmer. I just really love using shimmer for ambient sound design. Let's try this out with Space Designer instead. So different reverbs will result in different tones. Let's try making this reverb a bit bigger and longer. This one tends to have a bit of a siren effect on the high end. You can also try out more than one reverb to soften the effect. Here I've got shimmer back in, and I put a second Space Designer plugin on the loop aux track. And you can also try out different sound sources. Let's try out studio strings on a violin setting. Let's try out the cello. Sounds with less of a front-end attack will result in softer results in the high end. Now, if that high-end siren effect still gets out of control, you can always filter your feedback loop to soften the effect. Let's try this out with drums. I'll just add the drum kit designer and I'll play a few notes. Yeah, those could be nice stingers for sound effects. Let's try out an ES2 patch. Lastly, let's try out piano using the EXS24. And for this, I want to hear the dry signal a bit more, and I want the feedback loop to be a background ambient effect. So the dry piano is still the main focus. So that's how you can manually create a feedback effects loop using sends, buses, aux tracks, and reverbs in Logic Pro 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.